Hey, what's up? What's going on, everybody? You have now tuned in to my Tamar and Vince recap. Yes, we doing Tamar and Vince, boo. I felt like they got so much going on, and I love me some Tamar, so I was like, you know what? I'm going to do it this time around, okay? So, guys, make sure you comment down below. Also, check out my other recaps like Empire. I'm doing Love and Hip Hop on my main channel, so More Love TV. So, yes, it's still going. And, you know, I also got, what else we got? We don't got Married to Medicine. We got Real Housewives of Atlanta. So, yeah, check it out. We got a little bit of everything. All right, so we start off by pretty much letting everything out the bag. I mean, the people have been waiting to hear about this whole divorce situation, and they kind of just start off by saying that she filed for divorce on October 24th, 2017. But they also mentioned that these videos that happened was 3 months before the divorce, so it was all leading up to what she did, which was file for divorce. I don't know, I just feel like everything was so calculated. Like, yes, I don't want to believe that Tamar is the type to do things for fame, and she did mention that in a little video that she did, but everything is just so like calculated. It's like, even if you didn't do it for fame, you still doing it to build up anticipation. You still doing it so that sales will come in a little bit more. Like, have you noticed that everything is kind of like a promotional type of thing? Like, she posted like one thing, then she waited until like the day before the season started to start posting a long open letter about why her and Vince is breaking up, which was saying pretty much because his friends are his friends, her friends are their friends. He has his phone clinging to his side when he always wants to be all up in her beeswax. You know, it's like stuff like that, which is totally understandable. It's maybe she started to realize that she was being manipulated or whatever. And she also said things like, when they get into an argument, he'll be like, get out of my house, instead of, this is our house. And I used to have a similar situation back in the days where somebody used to tell me something like that when we used to live together. And I'm like, I pay bills here too. What you mean, like, get out of your house? I'm like, nah, we can't be doing that. I don't play that game. So that's why I guess I love my independence. I love how I live right now, you know, and I enjoy that. Pisces, stands up, Tay-Tay. Let me stop being ghetto. All right, so like I said, it was filmed about 3 months ago or whatever, before the divorce. But like I said, the way that things is kind of like rolling out, where she waited until it's almost time for the show to bring up the whole divorce thing, and then the promo for the show was talking about the divorce stuff. It's like, you knew what you was about to do. I don't know. That's just my thought on the whole thing, but I could be wrong. Anyway, so Vince, he lost over 100 pounds, and what he did was I think it's called the gastric bypass. Well, I don't know if that's what it's called, but he said the sleeve. So I don't know if this is even the same thing. I could just be making that up. But he said he did the sleeve. And now he wants to do skin surgery, but Tamar is worried that if he gets it, he could possibly get blood clots, and pretty much his chances of getting a blood clot is higher because he's had it before. We remember, like, what, 5 years ago he almost died. I didn't even realize it was 5 years ago already. Like, time flies, y'all. And I had the same thing just like, what, a year ago. And I definitely understand the risk that's involved with that. And there is a impending surgery for myself as well, where I'm just like, I don't know about this. Like, I don't really think it's a good idea. But he's like super optimistic. Like, more power to you, brother. He got faith, he got hope, and he's just ready to do what he got to do. Like, he don't even care about anything that anybody has to say. And that's what I think. I think Tamar kind of feels disrespected because he's like just doing whatever he wants to do and not really taking her feelings into consideration. Well, he probably taking them into consideration, but he's just like, all right, like, I'm listening to you, but I'm gonna do what I want to do regardless, like, because this is my body. So she feels like she got a second chance at life, and she feels like she's been through it all because she lost her job, she lost her friends, she lost her, well, and she almost lost her life, like, all last year. So she just feels like it's time for her to shine. It's time for her to do what she got to do. And she just got a whole new like outlook on life. James, the guy from the sweet potato video from what was that, like 3 years ago? He done made it big. I mean, he was on that show for hair. Of course, I can't remember people's name right off the slide, but y'all know LA Hair, right? That's the name of it. He was on that show. I remember he was like an assistant. Now he's a renowned world hairstylist. Like how? In a month? Like, well, okay, I'm exaggerating. Probably wasn't a month, but like in a year. Like, damn, bro. Like, he's definitely networking and doing what he gotta do, honey. Cause I remember they ain't even announced him as a hairstylist. Like, I don't even think he had any hair skills when he was doing the job there. They got him because he was entertaining, and they felt like he can be like a he could pretty much do some good, you know what I'm saying? And kind of help them promote and stuff like that, if I remember correctly. I'm trying to go back into the memory banks. I mean, it was a little while ago. It was like a whole season ago, right? So in TV land, that's probably like a year ago. So it wasn't even that long ago. Now she's talking about, oh, he's a world-renowned hairstylist, and that's her hairstylist. I'm like, oh, okay. I guess anybody could be world-renowned. You just got to know the right people. And plus, she likes his attitude, she was saying, because he acts just like her. He's just like a little chunkier version of her. Yeah, so it's funny because when I felt like every time that Vince was talking in the commentary, it kind of felt like he was deflecting from the situation, and like he was just making it seem like everything's gonna be okay, you know, like regardless of what he said, he just seems so happy-go-lucky, and just like, I just can't believe that he's like a bad person, like the way they kind of trying to make him look like he is. I mean, everybody has a temper, but you know, then again, Tamar is such like a big personality that she can make anybody seem like, you know, they're the bad guys. Remember how she always loves to play the victim, even with her sisters. So I don't know. I don't know. Like, this particular episode just made me feel for him even more. Like, I just feel like, dang, Vince, I want to just give him a hug. It's funny because I was wondering, like, I wonder if me and him is related, because it's a long story, but we probably could be really distant relatives because of my adopted family, because they had that same last name. I gotta look down a family tree. Anyways, so Vince, he tells us his story about his mother and how she passed away, how he pretty much lost people at such a young age. I think starting at 13 years old, he said, and it's been tough for him. And he said for Tamar, she doesn't really know what it is to have lost. This is why he said he loves so hard. He loves her. He loves her family. He wants to keep them around and be around them all the time, is because he's lost everything. He said he's with his mother. She was a nurse. She said she would see him tomorrow. She never came back. And I mean, he didn't really go into depth as to how she actually died, if it was like a crash or what it was. But yeah, that's traumatizing for a kid, you know? Even while telling the story, he started crying, and I was just like, oh, Vince. Like, you know, I just wanted to give him a hug, and I'm like, Tamar, take it back. Y'all could work it out. Go to counseling. I read that that's what he wants to do, so hopefully. I mean, she says she doesn't want to, like, divorce is not an option. Failure is not an option. I mean, unless the dude is beating you down to the ground, I feel like she should make it work. If you mad about something in business, like, all right, honey, like, just make it work. You know what I mean? But yeah, so, yeah, he was saying how he wants to always make sure he's there for them, because he knows what it's like to, like, not hear I love you on the other side of the phone, you know, how he missed that. So Tamar, she did a radio show, and she had mentioned how Vince lost so much weight and how she don't really like skinny men. I want to know who she's dated in the past. Like, were they all chunky men? I don't know. I mean, I really want to see so I can kind of compare and see if she lying or not. But anyway, so cool. We'll see who she next man is, because that's how we'll kind of know. I mean, I feel like she'll either get somebody that's really old and wealthy, or somebody super young and fine. I mean, somebody that's gonna make us say, "Ooh, child, you done upgraded." You know, either one of that, or he gotta be rich and what you call it, or he might be a rapper, a dirty, filthy rapper. that she gets to kind of mold and make to be who she wants them to be. Anyways, so she, like I said, she kind of, she says she doesn't really like skinny men or whatever. And she says that he wants to get this surgery, but she doesn't really feel that he needs it to be removed, because, especially for the fact that it might kill him because of his blood disorder. So he does go see the doctor by himself, and the doctor, she weighed the pros and the cons of the surgery. She said a lot of things are good for him right now, but she does say she understands that this weight on his stomach is kind of like, it can cause chafing and it can cause infections. You know, you definitely, I've seen it before, so you have to kind of like lift the skin up, clean there. Like, it's just really hard to deal with, hard to manage, and it probably can smell pretty bad too as well, I would presume. So she tells him the good and the bad. I mean, as far as him getting the surgery, he is on lifelong blood thinners because he does have a disorder, a clotting disorder. So with that being said, there is a risk there. He has to be taken off at a certain time. He has to be put back on at a certain time. And these are all things that I had to have discussed with me at some point when we were talking about surgery. So I definitely, this was kind of like one of those moments where you're like, damn, I remember this. And this could still be a reality. But, you know, it's kind of like one of those eye-opening experiences. And just kind of like there is risk involved where he has to be taken off at a certain time. Everything has to be kind of calculated perfectly, because regardless of anything, his blood will clot up. So he has to be put back on as soon as they finish the surgery to make sure that the blood flows properly. Like, it's really, really risky, especially for the simple fact that he actually has the gene. Like, they said that you have it, you know? So yeah, it's like really, really risky. But he just feels very positive once again. And he's just said that he's just starting to live right now. I guess because he's been heavy so long that he's always felt kind of like he's been weighed down. And he seems like he's pretty stubborn, and he's kind of hell-bent on doing what it is that he actually wants to do. They did have a scene where they were together again. I noticed a lot of the commentary scenes, they were like on their own. They weren't together, which I kind of felt was kind of weird, because I'm pretty sure in the past they've always done their commentary scenes together. Even if they had little hiccups here or there, they had them together. So yeah, she was upset that he went to the doctor on his own, and she didn't get to go with him. She's like, I was working. Like, how could you go without me? And he's just like, you know, you can call the doctor. You have her phone number. You can find out what's going on. He's like, she understands what's going on with me, and she said that I should go ahead and... I'm like, Vince, she did not say that you should go ahead and do it. Like, she gave you the option. He's saying, like, she just was like, yeah, go do it, brother. You got nothing to worry about. You gonna be A-okay. Don't worry about nothing. You good. I ain't worried about nothing. And I'm just like, he is definitely downplaying the situation right now. She did not say it like that, but okay. So now Tamar, she still wasn't convinced, but she's just like, you know what, whatever. So now she's having her little performance or whatever. She was looking real cute and everything. She gets on stage. First of all, the audio ain't working. So, of course, she's getting upset about that. And she don't like the way it's kind of making her look bad. It's making her sound bad. It's like scritchy. She's just like, people paid and they ain't paid to hear this. Like, they trying to get their life. They not trying to get this right here. So she's looking at the people, the crew members, giving them the stink eye like if looks could kill, the people on stage would have been diced and sliced up, and blood would have been oozing it would have been oozing all over all the people. I mean, seriously, because she was giving them looks filled with blades. I mean, seriously. And then Vince came and Vince talked to them, and she was like, thank you. And like, she was just like, you could tell she had like she don't even know how to like hold her little attitude. She was just like letting everybody out there know that she was vexed, like she was mad, you know. And she's like, she even said, like, while she was singing, she like took a moment, like, I'm pissed. And then she kept on singing, kept on doing. Then the dancers didn't even come out on stage, so she had to like do extra overtime to kind of improvise and make things look cute. You know, she came off that stage sweating like she was in a freaking like war zone, running up and down and doing exercise and ellipticals and all kind of stuff because she was sweating, honey. I mean, you could see her makeup was like starting to melt off and everything. And I'm just like, damn, you know she's pissed right now. She was like, but what happened? And Vince is like slow, like, what happened? Like, bro, what are you talking about? What happened? You're supposed to be her manager, so you're supposed to make sure. Like, I understand why she's upset because he's supposed to be the manager, so he's supposed to make sure that everything is good, you know? And he, on top of that, he's supposed to be her husband as well. So it's like, you got two things, two jobs, and you failing at both of them right now. You're supposed to be a little bit swifter, too, because you done lost all this weight. You know, what happened? And he's just looking like, I don't know. They didn't show up when they was, like, he's just like floating on cloud 9. Like, she's like on 10 right now, and he's on just floating. Like, what happened? I don't know. They were supposed to be here, but they just didn't show up. Like, dude, I'm mad. Why you not mad too? I think that was her whole thing behind it. So, yeah, when they did come out, like some of the dancers, but they came out super late. And I think it was supposed to be female dancers too, because when she was practicing in the parking lot, when he told her to stop, I remember there was like female dancers too. So it's like, what happened to them, you know? Nobody was like, everybody missed their mark. That was the whole problem. But yeah, you guys, that was pretty much Tamar and Vince for the first episode. So we gonna see what happened. My little hair is doing what it want to do. Honey child, this thing is tough. But we gonna do something with it tomorrow. I gotta wash it and get it right. But thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I will see you in the next one. Later.